This week I'm driving the Hyundai Kona Electric in the flagship model, the premium extended range. With an EV-led design, this small SUV is big on space and luxury features, which makes it a hot contender against its rivals, the Renault Megane E-Tech and the Kia Niro EV. And in this video, I'm going to show you just how my week went with Hyundai's cutest EV. There are 8 variants for the Kona range, and you have the choice of 4 powertrains: petrol, turbo petrol, hybrid or fully electric, like our flagship premium extended range model. The model on test here is priced from $68,000 before on-road costs, and that positions it right in the middle of its rivals, but it is a hefty $20,000 jump from the equally equipped top petrol version. The top EV gets a stack of features like a sunroof, heated and ventilated front seats, heated rear outboard seats, a heated steering wheel, as well as a premium Bose sound system with 8 speakers, just to name a few. The full specs are in my written review at carsguide.com.au if you need more info. I'm rather fond of the Kona styling. It's cute but functional, and Hyundai designed the EV Kona first and then based the fuel-based versions around it. So you get some cool things that sets it apart, like the extended body paneling in this front, as well as the pixel-like garnish underneath the grille and the long LED strip light at the front. The dashboard has been redesigned to feature 12.3-inch dual technology screens, and that's standard across all variants now, not just on the top model. The cabin is as delightful as its petrol sibling, with the light-coloured leather upholstery making the area feel very bright and cheery. The center console is still the hero for storage, but the accent trims has changed up a little bit to a brushed metal look rather than a grey insert panel, and I prefer the brushed metal look. The overall size for the Kona for the second generation has been increased, and that means more occupant and storage space. And up front, I would describe it as downright roomy. The electric front seats aren't as comfortable as the previous generation. They're firmer, narrower, and just sit a little bit higher than I remember them being. That being said, I do like the added comfort functions as well as the full relaxation mode that you can do on them. Individual storage is really good for the class. The center console has lots of different spots for your gear, and I really like the dedicated shelf in front of your co-pilot. The storage bins also have a 1.5 litre storage capacity for a bottle, and you get 2 cup holders up front too. The charging options are good throughout the car. You get 2 USB-C ports in each row, and the front also gets a wireless charging port and a 12-volt port. This vehicle also has vehicle-to-load capability now for the 2024 model year. The touchscreen multimedia system looks great and is easy to use once you get used to it. I also think it's great that you get built-in satellite navigation and wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto too. I'm in the back seat and I have plenty of room for my 168cm height. The legroom in particular is very good for this class. I also love that it's an easy car to get in and out of, and the fact that the seats are very comfortable. Also, middle seaters will be very comfortable because of the flat floor. Amenities and storage is pretty good for the class back here, and I like that for any families out there you get ISOFIX child seat mounts on the outboard seats plus 3 top tethers. 2 seats are definitely going to fit best though. For the 2024 version, you get an extra 33 litres of boot capacity, which boosts it to 407 litres in total. You also get 27 litres of front storage capacity, and the boot space is mostly level, and interestingly for an EV, you get a temporary spare tyre in this. And as always, I love having a power tailgate. The premium extended range is a front-wheel drive and has an electric motor with outputs of 150 kilowatts and 255 Nm of torque. It's not as sprightly as some of its rivals, but it still holds its own on the open road. Power delivery is smooth in most instances, but sometimes you can lose traction if you accelerate too quickly from a standstill. I've been an urban dweller this week, and while it doesn't have the punchiest motor, I have still felt like there have been some fun zippy moments. The steering feels in the middle of firm, and that makes this quite responsive when you're maneuvering it. I did feel like there was a little bit of light-footedness when it came to shooting across traffic, only because there is a little bit more roll in corners than what you would expect. But other than that, it's a pretty well-balanced ride. The ride comfort is really good in terms of suspension. You don't get a lot of road noise in this. Occasionally you do get a little bit of wind noise when you hit higher speeds, but it's not enough to bother you. It's an ongoing gripe for me, but the speed sign recognition tech in this car is super annoying and very intrusive. I honestly think it's worth it to downgrade the warning chimes to just to display the information on the dashboard itself, because otherwise it just takes away the enjoyment from the driving. Parking this has been a breeze. The 360-degree view camera system is super clear, and it's great that it's a small car because it's honestly your best friend in the city or a small car park. The official energy consumption figure is 16.7 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers, and I averaged just under that at 16.6 kilowatt hour after doing mostly urban road driving this week. That's really good consumption, and the official driving range from the 64.8 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery is up to 444 kilometers, which is good, but I'd still have my eye on the range if I was doing a longer trip. This can only accept up to 100 kilowatts on DC charging, which is a bit lower than its rivals. And you can go from 10 to 80% in just over an hour on a 50 kilowatt system, but that drops to 45 minutes on a 100 kilowatt system, which is a bit slower than its rivals, but not totally inconvenient. The Kona has a Type 2 CCS charging port, which means that you can benefit from faster DC charging speeds, but it can accept up to 10.4 kilowatts on AC charging power. And that means that on an 11 kilowatt AC charger, you'll go from 0 to 100% in just 6.5 hours. The electric Kona has a long list of safety items, but surprisingly, the previous generation model's 5-star ANCAP safety score hasn't been matched, with the new version only receiving 4 stars from testing done in 2023. Penalty points have been applied across a few items, and individual scores for vulnerable road users and the safety assist systems are at a low 64% and 62% respectively. The Kona comes with 7 airbags, including a front center airbag, but a real highlight is the blind spot view monitor, which pops a camera feed of your blind spot onto your dashboard. The full safety specs are in my detailed written review at carsguide.com.au if you need more info. The Kona is covered by a 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty, and the battery is covered by an 8-year or up to 160,000 kilometre warranty term. You can pre-purchase 1, 2 or 3 services, and the 3 service option costs a flat $1,560 or an average of $520 per service, which is quite expensive for the class. Servicing intervals are at every 2 years or 30,000 kilometres, whichever occurs first. The Hyundai Kona Premium Extended Range offers great passenger comfort and space, but its ongoing costs are a bit more expensive than its rivals, and its lower safety score is surprising, but it looks good and drives well, so it gets a 7.4 out of 10 from me. If you're after more details, check out the full review at carsguide.com.au, and I'll see you next week.